Yeah. No, absolutely. I think Dota is one of those great games for doing that. Right, we're into draft number 3, where things need to be learnt by TNC and Faceless. And the winner of this, of course, will go through to the quarterfinals. Faceless haven't had the best of runs before at big tournaments, often crashing out the first rounds, but they face their arch enemies from the SEA region, where they have a very good record of as they head into game number 3. Similar bans as we head into that. Lena has been banned throughout, 3 times out of 3 in the first phase for Faceless, and Warlock likewise for TNC.
I was considering whether or not they would ban Lena again. I think Lena would have been a nice substitute for Tiny, especially the way that he played it last game, and it would have scaled much better.
Okay, gone back for the Mag ban, which was banned in game 1. Does allow the Ogre CM to come through.
Yeah, actually
TNC have first pick.
They banned it all 3 times in the series, right?
The Mag?
Sorry, the Lena.
Yeah,
yes, they have, yeah. All 3 first phase.
I think Cuckoo's is pretty good, but I don't necessarily think you have the first ban.
Yeah, I would never call it like
the
one I'm thinking of, you know.
Ooh. The Monkey King, all 3 bans as well. Yeah. So TNC with first pick will take the Ogre away from Faceless. You'd assume that they will go back for the CM.
Ogre over CM?
It was our MVP. They thought it was higher impact too. Yeah. Go us! I mean, I've been getting every prediction wrong, so I have to claim what I can get, you know?
No, we don't talk about previous predictions, no. Geddes. We don't talk about
MVP.
I think on day 1 I got 1 right. Our MVP predictions are good.
Nice.
That's what matters, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay,
that's
so the CM does slot back in. It's like you and Teven have your own words. Yours is got him, his is debated.
Debated?
Like
Debate is universal.
No, but he says it an awful lot.
Well, it's just like getting, just replacing baited with debated, you know?
I mean, I will say something. In esports, when you're on a team, you only talk to like the same 4 people. So your vocabulary becomes very singular and limited.
Very narrow.
Like, you'll see teams that always use the same vocabulary. You know, you talk to... EG's the big example of this.
I was about to say.
Arteezy would be like, Biersch? And then everyone on the team in like a week is like, Biersch? And you're like, what are you talking about?
And then it just slowly evolves. Everything just ends in SH. Like, every question ends in SH.
Yeah. They're so stupid. I hate EG.
Well, we're going to go with pick number 2, which is a Badench.
A Badench.
A Badench?
Let's not start it. Please don't start it.
No, we can start our own panel meta.
No.
Arteezy panel meta, I love it.
Get me out.
Okay, as far can you? Okay. I need to stop talking about the Arteezy panel meta because it's too much for me. As far as offlaners go that are good with CM, I think Abaddon. Okay, Abaddon. People keep tricking me. Abaddon is very high up there. He had some mana nurture's shield, but if you can keep sustaining that shield with the CM more, he gets very annoying in lane. Not to mention, he's one of the only offlaners can have a chance against the Ogre Magi in lane.
Yep.
Ooh, an OD early.
Ooh, it's been banned second phase every time.
Yeah.
It used to be a pretty good counter because Yules is not good enough versus Abaddon. You need to deal with this one of 2 ways. One is proc it very early on in the fight, that's where we see a lot of TAs, or 2 is just make him completely useless during his ulti. Naga Sleep, double Yules. OT I think is the best one though. You don't need any items and it's way longer than Yules. I played against an ABBA and he got Yules twice in a row and he still blinked out afterwards. I just was like, this hero is just so ridiculous. But the OD Astral is a really good way to deal with borrowed time.
Yep. And there's no way for him to really heal during that phase too, so you don't have this Abaddon coming back.
Yeah, he's just screwed.
As a small note, if you're against an OD and you know he's about to Astral you and you have a pipe, if you pop it, when you come out you can blink. So that's something that we might look for from Isis this game. I don't think
that sounds really annoying.
Have been going. Well, I mean, it happens a surprising amount.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the ODs, what usually happens is the ODs will Astral Cell and they'll have a range drop and a full wand. And apparently you can use it before the damage hits you. And you'll survive, even though you have like 0 HP before the Astral Imprisonment goes off.
So the proc ticks on the range drop and you're able to heal off of that.
This is a good pick, I think, the OD. I think it's one of TNC's better heroes. They last picked it in a game against Digital Chaos and they won that game. I agree with Bennett. I think it's one of the best versus Abaddon in the game. Something that I used to talk a lot about versus Abaddon is that you want a stack hero. Heroes like Stark and OD, they make it so that these long sustained fights, you know, this Abaddon hero has a 6-second shield. He's very good in his long engagements. They make it so Abaddon can't take these long engagements, or you're getting like 50 int, and then you're just going to kill his entire team.
So they're saying they should pick Slark.
No, I think
Well,
just
it's
one
funny.
of them. Don't
One
pick
of the
Slark
two.
OD, guys. I mean, maybe it's a perfect game for it, but oh man, that's a rough one.
Yeah, it's probably something that's been so favored in this matchup. Hasn't been, well, possibly could be banned here.
But
But
look, Slark has won both games this series.
yeah. And obviously both carries feel very comfortable on that hero.
I will say I do enjoy playing CM versus OD. I think CM is underrated as a hero just for the Crystal Nova to slow the enemy's attack speed. You Crystal Nova them, you get their ulti, they're not attacking at all.
Yep.
It's Crystal Nova is a ridiculous spell. I just want to say that.
There goes the SF.
Also like the Cling Span. Coming into the series, I thought it was a hero that Faceless will want to pick for Black. I thought it was a hero that sort of could secure his own lane, like keep Sam H really far down, and then Black could go and make space. Again, I said I really like it when Black can roam around and get these pickoffs and use his teams. Like Ice is a really annoying player. He gets a lot of vision and information on your team. You need someone like Black to be able to use it. Last game, Jabs did a good job of using it, but to be honest, it's good when both your 1 and 2 can use Ice.
Yep.
Good lane matchup versus OD. What do you want to pick? Sniper? Oh
Oh, haha.
haha.
Do you want to pick it this early though?
No.
You know, I think that's something you want to be looking at definitely later.
You
into
have
this
the
draft.
10th pick. I think even though you see their mid, you see their mid and their support who's going to roam. I'm not sure. I think I would still want to wait a bit later.
I do like this pick from Faceless, taking away that Sam H Nyx while giving it to yourself.
I'd support Nyx though. I guess.
I mean, we saw success with it last game.
With CM, it's a lot better.
I'm generally not sold on support next. As Ben said, it is a lot better with CM because CM gives you a lot of that early game punch that Nyx lacks. It's good for OD. To be honest, it's not the mana burn even that makes Nyx good versus OD. It's the fact that if he Astros, you can hit your Carapace off it.
Yep.
If he Astros a Nyx, you can even press Carapace and hit him. So that's why I like versus OD on Nyx. Mana burn, you know, you can just buy a hood on OD. It's still a strong spell, but it's not going to ruin your game.
This is the perfect Slark OD game.
It's a pretty good Slark OD game so
yeah,
far.
I'm looking at it I'm like,
about
oh. The Venge.
Venge is a hero that something that OD does lack is building damage, I think, and objective taking the Roshan. I think Venge, I believe it's support right now. They could put a course though. I guess that's another thing, you know, your draft is still very open.
Yep.
So Venge will give their lineup that building damage. To be honest, they have enough objective taking for the entire line with just the Venge and Ogre, which is always nice to have at the beginning of a draft. You never want to pigeonhole yourself into, I need this in my last 2 picks. Otherwise, you're going to see this great counter pick, but you can't pick it. I like Faceless to pick something aggressive here. I think a trend that we've seen in this series is that the aggressive team has been winning these games. They've been feeling very good.
Yep.
What's even good versus OD? Is the Nyx going to be enough to deal with it? Because it seems like their Abba isn't going to be able to do too much. Even like saving versus Vengelop isn't going to be that great. He's going to give a lot of stacks to OD. His ulti's not doing that well. What other heroes can they do to... Because that's really the only core that you see from Faceless.
Yeah.
Right.
This fourth pick is quite hard to... Oh, so they take the
They
Slark.
take the Slark, yeah.
Very good versus Venge and Ogre. I really like OD versus Slark, but it's not that big a deal. If you can get... You already have Nyx who stunned OD for like 5 seconds, so it shouldn't be too bad for him. And Army Knight.
Oh,
wow.
God. Omni OD, we're back to
Omni
that.
OD. That was a great Army Knight pick.
Yeah.
If there's one counter to Abaddon in lane, it's going to be an Army Knight. And obviously, he matches up well with Slark in lane. Even though Ice was sort of pressured early last game, we could see he really came back into that lane. And he was pretty farmed that game.
Do you still think that it keeps the draft a little bit open, or you just have to be playing Omni Knight in the offlane now?
I haven't seen any Army Knight supports.
Yeah, I was thinking that as well. Maybe just a lack of levels now that I'm thinking about it.
I'm not sure
He's
why.
good in lane, too, I think.
He's not bad. His kill threat's a bit low, right? But he's definitely not bad in lane.
He's one of the heroes that, like, a Slark can't 1v1 versus Omni.
Yeah. Oh, you mean for the offlane? No, he's amazing
yeah,
as
for
an
the
offlane.
offlane.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah,
I
yeah.
misunderstood. Yeah, as an offlaner, I think he's just
He's way
like
too
it's
strong
him
as
or
offlane.
LC who's the strongest offlaner. in lane. So I don't see why, if I see a Stark, I would take Omni and be like, I want to put you as support, where I can't utilize this annoying hammer guy.
Very accurate description.
I'm good with these.
Final picks then for
Think-
each.
I think the Tinker was a good ban. Even though you have the Omni, it's
Did
good
it in
versus
game
Tinker.
1 as well, didn't they? That.
The Tinker ban?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Same
So,
place.
I mean, Jabs' Tinker is actually really
Yeah.
good.
Really good.
But he's one of the heroes who will match up very well versus ODN lane. They have a lot of physical on TNC just out of those 3 heroes of Venge, Ogre, and Troll.
That's some overkill on attack speed.
Yeah.
Gonna be fast.
Stark is generally supposed to be good versus Troll, but I think they're not worried about him because their idea is that they can pressure him really hard with the Omni and Ogre, and the OD will counter him into the mid-late game. The other thing about Troll Warlord... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Couldn't they aggro, actually?
On Faceless?
On
Oh,
TNC.
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 I think Nyx is terrible as a support. CM likes
Yeah.
a jungle.
Yeah, I think
like
that's true. I think, to be honest, I think last game they probably looked at their lineup, their tri-lane, and be like, thank God we didn't get aggroed.
Medusa.
Isn't Medusa awful for OD?
No, Medusa crushes OD.
Does she?
Yes. Because OD suffers when he cannot hit your opponent. Medusa ult makes it so you can't hit them. The ult, you think it burns some mana, but really it doesn't do enough damage. And Medusa does very well against OD in lane because OD simply runs out of mana. Especially a CM or a Medusa. I really like this Medusa pick.
Good point.
Prediction time, comrade. Start with you.
You know, I think I'm gonna have to go with TNC on this one. They look, like I said, I've still reminded back on their group stage performance, and I do like this draft.
Okay.
I gotta go with TNC too. Gotta go back to the NA roots of Omni OD, unstoppable.
Okay.
I was going to go with TNC until the Medusa pick. I honestly think the Medusa OD matchup is extremely good, and I love to pick this game. I don't think TNC have the damage for her. I'm going to go with Faceless.
Okay. Split decisions here on the panel. 1 for Faceless, 2 for TNC. Time to head into our third and final game of our first series of the day. And from one OD in the draft to another in the commentary panel. Enjoy Game 3.
Thank you very much, Red Eye. And indeed, here we are back in Kiev and ready for the third and final game of this first series of the day. TNC versus Faceless. The draft's complete. I'm OD Pixel. I'm here with Cinder. And Faceless going for something a little similar to what we saw in Game 1 that they had success with. Black gets his Slark again. TNC, though, they're doing something a little bit different. Game 1 was an absolute nightmare for them. They're trying something else against the Black Slark.
Yeah, this time they actually were the team to first pick the Ogre that we saw dominate in the first game out of Faceless. So very curious to see if TNC can have a similar amount of success with it in this game. I actually really like their lineup. I think TNC's draft looks really great.
I mean, it's got a great 5-man potentially. As soon as they start to pull together, having battle trance from the Troll with himself, the OD, even the Venge throwing punches in, the Bloodlust, the Omni backing up these heroes. If that comes together before the Medusa and the Slark get to a point, it's going to be very hard for Faces to deal with that sort of pressure.
OD is also a pretty okay hero against Medusa, I think. Just having that int steal is annoying for Medusa to deal with. It deals a lot of damage by just removing the mana pool of her. Of course, you are playing it into the Nyx of Ice Ice Ice, arguably maybe his best hero. This hero was respect banned against Faceless in previous tournaments. This time they were able to get it here. But yeah, I think these are perhaps, for both teams, maybe the best draft they've had in the series.
Yeah.
I think both lineups look really solid. And it kind of, I think to a large extent, comes down to how much this Ogre is able to do early on. If TNC can build an early advantage and just secure farm for their Troll and OD, who would like the game to go a little bit slow in the beginning so they can get a couple key items up, then they should be able to hit a very nice timing around the mid-game with this Omni Knight. The double saves, actually triple saves on their lineup, also very nice. XY forcing away Sam H here, so it's going to be double runes down here and double runes for TNC. But this is something to look out for in this game. The triple save on TNC is really good. Swap,
Yes.
Astral, and Omni Knight is very, very nicely rounded up.
I'll be interested to see what they do as well here with the lanes. I mean, TNC, for a start, they've moved Raven up to the top lane, and I'm wondering if they were doing that to try and get the lane against the Slark and really punish him in that safe lane. But Faceless, they've actually moved Black down to the bottom. So I think this, would you say, is Faceless dodging what TNC wanted to do up top?
What? Might have to wait a bit with that. Mid lane? Ooh, XY. I think very low here. Holding his Aphotic Shield the whole time so he can remove Ignite should it come out. I don't actually know who's dodging who, to be honest. I would say... Or actually, I do know. Faceless are dodging. Yeah. They don't want to face this troll with the Slark.
Yeah,
it's a very, very bad lane matchup. But the reason I'm saying that is that the lane bottom isn't great either. Like, I think Slark will lose this lane as well to an Omni Knight. He's going to need help in either case, and that is one of the weaknesses of a Slark is his very limited laning phase. So I think TNC are actually pretty happy with this already. Just if they can play these lanes and not have their Omni Knight counter so hard, they will be possibly winning all three.
Because it's interesting from Faceless as well. You've got Nuts jungling in the enemy jungle. Yep. So getting his early levels and taking away from maybe a potential area of the map that TNC may look to in the early few minutes. And indeed, as we saw the XY Abaddon sitting in the mid lane helping out Jabs get a strong start. And indeed, CS-wise, it's not actually really worked out. Cuckoo was fine with that pressure being applied to him as he still maintains the lead in these first couple of waves. Now Nuts and XY will turn down towards the bottom lane, and pretty much just, as you were saying, Black, he needs help, and he does need it to stick around him.
I don't actually think they can kill this lane either. The Crystal Maiden Abaddon support is pretty awkward for this. Sure, you've got a Frostbite and a Pounce, but Abaddon can't really deal reliable damage at all. And if Sam H gets a point in Repel, he's fine. It's the other hero they can go on is an Ogre. So, oh, okay, maybe he's going to get a little help from the Centaur here, but yeah. Very nice damage. Tims doesn't care at all. Will care when 3 heroes show up. He'll move a bit to the side, but still, so far so good for TNC. They're going to force Black away here nicely. Sam H will get this with a Purification, I would imagine. Oh, he's going for the lasso, right? Confidence. Going for the attack. Actually, XY here will need some help from Nuts.
And he could
still just die here.
They've still got the Purification, bringing him down incredibly low. He has got an Aphotic Shield to rely on. And we'll get out of the last minute. So trying to hold on to bait them as deep as possible. But even with that sort of attention being drawn, Faces just don't have enough firepower to turn around and hit TNC back. Shrine up.
It's actually such a dumb lane. On the Ogre. Oh, lovely. So how is it going around the rest of the map? This bottom lane is an absolute stomp from TNC. Black has 5 CS to the 17 of Sam H. And honestly, I think Black could be doing a little bit better down here, but it is a really, really difficult matchup. Mid lane, Medusa going pretty much neck and neck here with Cuckoo. And top lane is also a win here for TNC, so very, very good start for them. Maybe as expected, if you look at the picks, they are slightly stronger at this stage of the game at least, so want to build an advantage. The question is how Faceless really activate their Abaddon. He's kind of the question mark for me right now, this support Abaddon, how they bring this in a meaningful way in the game this early on. Black will be Shockwave, that's annoying. He's going to go on Tims here. Omni Knight can't connect from the right. This could go really bad for Faceless.
Yeah, Black realizes he backs away from Tims to make sure that he doesn't get hit by the initial Purification. XY will go for the chase down, but indeed Sam H comes through from the heel, keeps Tims safe. And this lane, very hard, as you mentioned, for Faceless to do anything about. Even with these 3 heroes here, they're not getting the kills, and they're really not securing the farm for Black. Still sitting on only 7 CS at 4 minutes in.
That's bad news for Slark. It's such a bad catch-up hero. Very slow without levels and that early safe lane gold. That's why you generally pick Slark late in your draft when you identify that you can, first of all, protect him in your safe lane, and secondly, that he has good core matchups. But this troll pick kind of threw them off a bit. Oh, bottom lane, Sam H doesn't have mana for Repel, actually. Overstayed his welcome. This could be first blood, and it is.
Finally pays off, catching the Omni on his own. No Ogre in the neighborhood. And as you said as well, just getting a little too greedy with his positioning low on the mana front. Mid lane, Jab started to pressure in. Tims has the presence of the Ogre in the mid lane now.
Oh, this is an aggressive play top as well. Nice, we'll get away. But Raven and Ryo definitely putting on the pressure in this top lane as well, identifying that, okay, if you guys are playing 3 heroes in the bottom area, we're not going to let your Knicks have a good time up here.
Still, definite CS advantage for TNC across the map in these first 5 minutes. I mean, rotations from Faceless, that's going to be a question of where they can come through. We saw the one coming down onto the bottom, getting back and forth in a kill. Going for that again will certainly be a little harder now that the Omni's got that extra level and is back up to full health and full mana pretty much. Top lane Raven and Rhea intercepting with the side pull. And Riot making sure that Raven has all the space he wants in this top lane. 32 CS at the moment, top at the board. Ice is getting the levels up it. Not a huge amount of farm, but we will certainly see at this rate a good level 6 timing.
No Stone Gaze just yet. He's level 5. There's going to have to be support coming in here, probably 4 jabs. We'll force a TP from Omni.
Yeah, with XY coming through, not possible that jabs can be gone on fully. And this is certainly going to be something that will be powerful in regards to the way that TNC are going to want to make a move around as a group in the mid game. The fact that they do have this capability of keeping the Deucer alive, almost certainly long enough to get the Stone Gaze off successfully. XY and Nuts looking to chase down for more, but Tim's realizing the Frostbite already utilized, nothing else that they can. TP straight out mid lane, jabs going deep with the dive. It's almost certainly going to pay off. One more touch, no, the Fairy Fire keeps Kuku alive. Jabs up to the high ground, desperately searching. Does have the illusion as well from XY, giving him the vision. Nice play from XY, making sure that the illusion remains, searching for OD, giving Medusa the view to get that final shot in.
20 move speed advantage made the world of difference there. Medusa is a very slow hero with boots. I was wondering, like, how is he killing the OD? OD doesn't have boots yet. Simply ran him down. 315 to the 335 of jabs, and if you chase far enough, you're going to get an extra hit in. And that is the huge kill for them. Like, these lanes are still, lanes are still not looking good, but jabs is at least having a pretty good game with that kill, especially. Top of the net worth with FaZe. Not the easiest lane for OD to play anymore now. It wasn't easy in the first place.
Look towards Kuku.
Nuts is thinking about it.
Yeah, they've got the vision on him. And with that newly found phase boots, they could bring the Deucer over. It is quite deep to play though. And Nuts at the least will sap up the experience.
I think he's trying to steal this with a Crystal Nova actually.
Just
okay.
Not going to reveal himself. Now the wraparound, in fact, is going to be coming from TNC. Jabs has to be careful, has yet to put a point in that Stone Gaze. He's got a good amount of mana shield, but 4 heroes will be coming in on the mid lane. Purification on Kuku along with the Repel keeps him strong. They'll look towards Jabs. The Phonic Shield comes out in time. Isn't going to be enough to save the Juice. TNC take down Jabs, and they'll look towards XY as well. And of course, nowhere near the level 6 as of yet, 8 minutes in. Abaddon will also fall. TNC securing some big plays in the mid lane.
Good rotations. They TP in the Omni Knight immediately to save the OD. And at that point, this fight is just over. They didn't even use Battle Trance. I don't know if he had it yet, Raven, but TNC certainly looking poised to building a big advantage in this game. And similar to previous games, it's just something we haven't really touched so much upon is the core combination of Faceless with this Slark plus Medusa. It's pretty slow. Slark,
yeah, really
Slark is a fast hero with a free early game, but if he doesn't have it, he's very slow. Top lane, ice.
No way he gets down. But no, absolutely. It's something that TNC has sort of the opposite of. Definitely a lineup that gets off the ground and much quicker. Can start picking objectives, taking towers, something that you look up to Faceless. I mean, they've got an Abaddon, and that's nice for the push. Jabs, until a certain point, isn't really going to have a huge amount of damage. It's a lot slower pace than what TNC can play.
Nuts dead.
Stone Gaze might just save
maybe
it.
not.
Yeah, Jabs with a pretty little clutch ultimate play. Will it be enough time? No.
Oh.
Kuku gets in just a millisecond before the TP is successful with the short top lane Tims. He will TP out. But yeah, good attempt from Jabs to try and go for the cheeky save. It's going to mean there's this bit of time, 70 seconds without Stone Gaze available, so Jabs does have to be a little more careful in that mid lane for this minute.
And they also lose their safe lane tower minute 9 here, Faceless.
This could be a nice wraparound onto Black. He has Shadow Dance, and he's certainly going to have to use it to escape. And of course, no AoE control between the two. Will allow Black to get back to safety. Quick deny of the room from Jabs, making sure that Omni is not able to get his hands upon it.
I'm really surprised that Faceless haven't lane swapped in this game. As bad as this troll matchup could be, I still think it would have been a better choice overall for Faceless to get Black in the top area. Not necessarily to lane all the time, but so he has access to a jungle. Like, he's level 7 and he's not jungling with a Talon. I think going down here is not the right choice, just flat out. It's not efficient enough. If he gets this pick, it's nice, but what a great swap from Ryo.
Ryo making sure he's not clipped by Black with the swap out, dragging the Ogre in.
It was actually...
Get him, Sam.
Totally fine. That was the perfect swap. It was almost frame perfect. It was right after he got pounced, so that the Ogre he swapped in did not get pounced instead.
Smart stuff.
Very nicely done from Ryo there.
Raven's actually moved himself now down to the bottom lane. Immediate reaction from Ice as he heads down with the Vendetta. Still very half in to set something up.
Wants to get the courier, but it's too fast. I feel like this play kind of needs to work for Faceless, else they're losing even more ground.
I mean, who do they got? These are two pretty beefy cores and a core support.
The mid tower. This is one of the advantages of having Medusa against OD, is that Medusa just keeps pushing out the wave all the time, putting a lot of pressure, and OD isn't very good at it in comparison. So this Nick stun is going to miss from Ice. He had to break his Vendetta. It was like expiring anyway.
Black has the Talon, so into the camps he goes. He's to find the jungle.
Oh, it was kind of funny.
Did he steal that with the Fire Blast?
No, he tried.
Oh, he tried.
Fire Blast deals like no damage in the first place, and then there's 2 magic resistance auras.
Worth a shot. Midas now complete for Cuckoo. So we'll start to see that OD climb his way back up towards the top. Very close at the moment between... Well, the 4 highest cores, well, actually, at the moment, 3 of them are indeed on TNCs. Black still with quite a bit of catching up to do to get himself up there. And also Ice as well. Really going to be relying on hitting off some successful rotations with the Nyx Assassin top lane, Sam H. He's nearly just outplaying XY here. In fact, he's getting the kill. The level 11 Omni Knight at 12 minutes in just destroyed that Abaddon. There was no hope for him. Poor old XY. He's still not got his level 6 yet.
The level 11 Omni Knight outplayed the level 5 Abaddon.
Who would have thunk it? Bottom lane.
Unbelievable.
TNC smoked up, ready to look for more. Black is going to be the focus from this rotation. He is still a slippery catch. Actually towards the mid, Cuckoo spotting out Ice. Rotating T with the Vendetta, but the Sentry was still down for TNC. And they bring down Black. Well, they'll look for the easier kill first. They get their hands onto Nuts on the side of it all. And will be chased down by Sam H. Swap back onto Black. Is the chain stun going to be there? Isn't quite. Very hard still to lock down this Slark. But at the least, TNC force Black out of the lane. They'll get a support kill. And they should be able to claim this tier 1 as well from Faceless.
TNC just feel way stronger in the game right now. The team fight potential of Faceless is pretty weak. They lost their lanes, so what do you really fall back on? All you can do is farm and split push. And the only hero in their team who's having a decent time is this Medusa of Jabs, who got the mid tower, got a kill, but can't really do it all. In the nature of the hero is pretty slow. Ice knows that the Venge sees him now.
Ooh, Rio maybe looking to set up. He's going to be the one gone on. Good stun from Ice. The heal and the repel comes through just in time for Sam H, and along with the G8, Rio is out of there. Black will try and chase with the Shadow Dance, turns towards the Omni. Sam H out of mana. Will pop the Swan charges. He's nearly got enough for another purification, but the stun, swap from Ryo. Trying to go for some fancy little play to save Sam H, but with 5 heroes closing in on him, the Omni will go down. Know where they can rectify that, as TNC will be punished for hanging around.
It took a lot of time for Faceless. They get about 700 gold for this kill, but I think they used 2 or 3 TPs, 5 heroes, rotated for a long time. All in all, not enough really to give them any sort of meaningful advantage out of that play. If you look at the graphs, you know, it's 1 kill, right?
His Midas was off cooldown.
There's no dip.
So,
okay.
There we go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
Value lost for the Omni Knight.
As far as the game plan of TNC, it's progressing very nicely still, though. The cores are still farming, and when it comes to later on in this game, Black has to step up this game immediately when he gets the Shadow Blade. I don't think he's in a position here where he could just keep farming and expect to win the game in that way. Troll versus Slark is also an interesting matchup in the first place, where both heroes can win a fist fight against each other.
Can Faceless punish this? It's going to be quite a quick Roshan with the Troll. They are in the neighborhood. Ice finds Cuckoo outside of the pit. Freezing field thrown straight down. They'll eliminate the OD. And that's enough to spook TNC. Great pick for Faceless to find. Roshan down to just above half health. TNC not wanting to stick around for it with one of their men off the map. And Faceless doing a really good job of throwing TNC off their momentum there with that pickoff.
This is a downside of going Midas first on OD as well. Often we see ODs choosing between going double null into Force Staff. Rare occasions we see the Veil of Discord. It's not that common anymore. But if you go for this Midas, you extend the period in which you're very susceptible. The Force Staff is extreme value on that hero in order to just disengage and get in a better position. Without that, easy kill for Faceless on him, and that is probably the biggest kill they found all game.
Yeah, definitely. Taking that OD down. Was up there in the top ranks of value this game so far. And he is gone. Raven, FaZe, SMY, 7k net worth on the troll. Black still trying his best to catch up. He's just about to hit the 5k mark, and Shadow Blade a couple of 100 gold away. So all eyes on Black once he picks that up to make things happen. It certainly feels like he's not going to be able to make things happen on his own. He needs to be moving around with Vice Size because there's no way that with a Shadow Blade he can go on any of these members of TNC. They can normally save themselves, they're going to be too tanky, or there's going to be someone else behind them being incredibly disruptive.
Yeah. It's tricky for him because of how late this is, because, you know, in some cases, maybe he can solo the Venge. I think Ogre is...
I guess, yeah, Ra is probably the closest to being soloable.
I think he can kill the Venge, I think.
Yeah.
But no one else. And what I was touching upon earlier is this matchup against Troll is kind of awkward in the sense that, you know, when Troll uses Whirling Axes, you can remove it with Dark Pact.
For sure.
But vice versa, if you've used Dark Pact, this Troll Blind completely ruins your hero. And of course, it's a low cooldown on the Dark Pact, but there still is that moment of downtime where when these two heroes fight against each other, if you get bashed up by Troll, he can also just, you know, cleave through you. He's a hero that isn't scared of man fighting you, so you need to use your cooldowns very well, because Troll himself can force you to Dark Pact in the first place by using axes. And then if you take the man fight after that, you need to be careful with not just getting bashed out and not even getting your ult out.
Yeah. And it's even the same kind of going against Riot. If he's managed to get a few one charges up and you go on him, you have to almost certainly Shadow Dance early. Because if he gets the chance to turn a Magic Missile, then there's going to be time for the turnaround for him to just get himself out of there initially. And if you do Shadow Dance early to get the kill, by the time you killed him, there'll be someone there to punish you, and then you don't have the Shadow Dance to escape.
Or maybe you do get the kill, but if you've used Shadow Dance and your other cooldowns to kill the VS, that doesn't even mean you win the fight. Like,
absolutely not. So it's a hard game for this Slark.
It's difficult to play Slark in this game right now, I think. Very, very difficult. The player on the Dire side who probably has the easiest time right now is the Medusa, because it's pretty clear cut out. Just walk around, get this farm. As long as you have information about where heroes are, you can do that. But the heroes who need to bring Faceless back into this game are the Slark and the Nyx, but it's just difficult for them to find fights that they would be even slightly favored in.
TNC sneak their way back into the pit. XY will head over to have a look here, but Roshan's already down. And yeah, XY. They'll put the borrowed time immediately. Jabs, it's going to move forward. Does have a Stone Gaze if he wants to use it to try and save XY. XY will have a Sanity to Eclipse drop straight down onto his head. He falls. Cuckoo now in trouble though. Will get Stone Gazed up. Black with the rotation. Pops the Aegis immediately. Brings down OD once. GA comes out but not quick enough to save Raya. Raya's out and down. Can they kill the OD a second time? Black still trying to work his way into him. Will be held back by an Astral, but the Crystal Nova slows there. Cuckoo being slowed down. Trying to get his way out. Jump forward from Black as he passes out of the pit. The Dark Pact just in range. Great play from Black to close the gap. Will secure the kill, and Slark turning up just when he needed to. We talked about Black needing to have a high impact. You can't get higher than that. You just fought a team that was ahead of you. After they got Roshan and an Aegis, you pop the Aegis, and then you kill their OD.
Yeah, that was pretty good from Faceless with the conditions they had. I thought that was actually going to turn into a complete disaster for them. The OD got to hit the Abaddon 4, 5, 6 times during his ultimate, so a lot of int stolen right away.
But then he just dropped, and it only hit the Abaddon.
I think it might have clipped the Medusa as well. I'm not sure, but the OD ulti I think just wasn't good enough in that fight. It's one of those situations where OD has two choices. He can banish the Abaddon during his ulti and you just outlast the duration, and then you know where you have him. But then you've used your banish and then you don't have it. So I think spamming Arcane Orbs out on the Abaddon there's the right choice, but they didn't really manage to get the follow-through that they were looking for. And at the end of the day, I believe Troll did not have Blink in that fight. That was just what I was going to look for. Do they have any mobility items?
Definitely didn't. He just picked that up.
Yeah. They couldn't follow through. OD was in this awkward position, and they Omni Knight ulti also didn't save the Venge. She died really early. Speaking of death, that is a dead Nyx.
Oh. Oh, no. Oh, he's going to get out. Oh, my. No. Can we reception. No, the stick one charges. Oh, no, no. If he got out of that one, he made them work for it, Ice.
Wow.
But it does indeed end up going down.
That was quite the moment. Wow. So close to getting away. Mid tower's gonna fall here.
Definitely something that you cannot underestimate. Even with losing that OD, losing the Aegis, the pushing power of TNC still very much at a strong point at this stage of the game.
Looks interested in swapping. They changed their minds. Not gonna go here. Back off, play a bit slower again. They still...
Some good pickups coming out. Sam H has the Greaves complete for the next push up and group up from TNC. Medallion, of course, going to be the item of focus for the Venge this game. And, you know, after that first big item with the Midas into Dragon Lance, now looking to finish off the Hurricane Pycon Cuckoo. And we're certainly saving some of these tricky situations. We'll get to see the replay here of Ice's fancy footwork. The first spike carapace doing wonders as it catches both with the Ignite
that
still proccing.
That is such a fast reaction on the stun, by the way.
Instantly gets the perfect angle.
Oh, and the dust.
The
half a second on the dust.
And the one just comes off cooldown, but
Carapace.
Raven, with the blink that we talked about picking up, enables him to get the shutdown and the catch off.
Very close. But anyway, this game's actually evened out. So the early game for Faceless looked really, really bad, and they managed to salvage it pretty nicely. They're starting to find the farm. Stark got involved in a couple of fights that he could, so Black is back into this. He's still a bit behind the other cores, but it's within reach now.
It's just that both teams have kind of their net worth a little differently distributed. You look towards TNC as these three cores very much at the top, but over on the side of Faceless, in terms of specifically the support capacity, this Abaddon looking a lot bigger than either of the two supports that TNC have at this stage. So
Yes.
splitting up the resources a little differently on Faceless' side. And what's the Abaddon XY going to be able to pick up with that? Well, it's the completed mech and him himself also looking for the medallion. So definitely, considering the way that TNC play, the fact that they have these two picks on XY, it could make the difference in these team fights.
Absolutely. It's one of the issues that you can run into when you run a support duo like Ogre Venge, is that neither hero really... I mean, Venge can farm if you play it that way. I just don't think that's the way Ryo plays for TNC. And the playmaker in Tim's is playing Ogre. Ogre doesn't farm. He makes everyone else farm. So, as a result, those two supports are definitely falling pretty far behind, and that puts a lot more pressure on TNC's cores. If there's missteps in the fights from the cores, it's way more costly when the supports can't really compensate for you. Whereas you look over to Faceless, like you mentioned, the Abaddon can have a big impact, relatively.
Top lane at the moment. Faceless deciding to simply avoid this sort of pressure. It will be a free tier 2, almost certainly for TNC, as they power in on the top. Faceless actually looking for a bit of a trade in terms of pushing. They have a couple of heroes that managed to move the mid lane to creep wave right back to the tier 2 of TNC. And bottom lane, they will end up claiming, so they get themselves the trade Faceless.
I think Faceless are happy with trading towers just because they open up the map. Opening it up on both sides will probably in this game favor them a bit more, since they have the catch of both Stark and Nyx. So if they can open up so they can push the lanes split and force TNC back, that's when they get the opportunity to find these pickoffs that their lineup wants to play for but hasn't really been able to for 25 minutes so far.
I wonder if anyone will be able to grab their hands on that DD rune down bottom. It'd be very nice to make a play with. Bottom lane, nice just for a bit of harassment onto Raven. Has his own blink complete now as well. Next item will be looking towards the Yule Scepter. Cuckoo with the Hood of Defiance, making sure it's a little trickier for some of these essential counter picks to burst him down. The Nyx Assassin in particular, Mana Burn can certainly pack a punch if you are lacking the magic resist.
It's not that common to see this picked up by OD.
Do you think it's, as I said, because of the Nyx?
Yeah, it has to be. He can at least block one Mana Burn with the barrier.
Is it just, I mean, why the Hood and say over the BKB?
That's the question. Yeah. It's a bit unusual here. I think BKB actually has really high value, but maybe he felt like he needed something temporarily. He needs something now to help him stay strong in the fight. Maybe he's relying a bit more on the repel rather than going the BKB route for that reason, since Troll is getting one. He has it in a moment. So Sam H's designated target will be the OD protecting him. Oh, Black needs to get out of there.
Instant Shadow Dance to TP out.
He used Shadow Dance.
Yeah, there's no way to control him with that sort of play.
Yeah, they actually have nothing on their lineup at all.
Yeah. Again,
Not
it's another
single
situation where the slug has been picked, and TNC went with the idea of having this high pressure that they can try and push into him before he gets to a certain point. When he does get to this point that arguably Black has, the lockdown again, it's not there. Where's your catch for the slug?
It's still...
I mean, you've got, as you said earlier, you've got a lot of ways to get the target that Slark's going on away from, make it very hard for Black to finish off the job with an instant jump in. And I guess that's what you've got to abuse to just try and prolong the fight so that his spells are used and suddenly you can hit back at him. But it's still tricky to jump in and take the Slark out of the fight immediately.
You can pretty quickly force him to use Shadow Dance.
Yep.
And after that, it's difficult to come back in when you're playing against these heroes. If OD gets to hold his ultimate the whole time, the Sanity's Eclipse deals a lot of damage on Slark. Of course, Black has gone for a somewhat decent stat build with having the 10 int from the Saber and the 15 from the Silver Edge. So that's 25 int going his way, which is nice. But over extended periods of time in these fights, OD will just be a problem. Let's put it that way. So yes, it is great for Slark that there's not so much catch, especially from the farming perspective, that he feels a lot safer in that regard. But even if Slark gets big in this game, I feel like the TNC team do have options to kill him off in fights. They have all this damage that over the extended fights probably will be good enough for them. The BKB is popped. He's going to go for Ice Ice here. The Troll, good bad.
Jab's getting in position for the Stone Gaze to proc, not in time before the kill comes through.
This could be a problem for Jabs as well.
Yeah, with the Blink chase down, Raven's ready to look for more. No BKB, XY trying to come on across to help, but a brilliant swap from Ryo, bringing Jabs away from any sort of possible help that Faceless could offer him.
Huge for TNC. Should be a mid tower. They will lose their top tower to Black. He's doing the best he can at this moment in time. Getting that right there. OD is showing up. Black's like, see you later. Shadow Dance TP out. Yeah, Faceless will not defend this tower. No point in even trying.
This is going to be a freebie. And TNC, I mean, if you're TNC, do you think you want to be pushing up to the high ground pretty soon against this lineup? Or can you afford to get a couple more items on Raven, say, build him up to another sort of power spike?
I think most importantly, you don't throw your lead away. That's what they need to do. Going high ground is dangerous without Aegis. In general, I think in this game is no different. Yes, they have saves, but things can go wrong, and I don't think their advantage is big enough to go for the high ground push. So rather, I would like to see them take the bottom tier to get the Roshan, which is spawning very soon. Then they can start trying to push with just sending in the Troll. I think you only let Troll hit the tower, and OD stands back, Venge stands back, and then you have both the Swap and the Astral to try to save him. That's the good news for them, is there's no repositioning abilities on Faceless. No like hook or force staffs. I think they don't have just yet. Nyx is going Yules, so not coming out for him. But yeah, TNC pretty comfortable position here. I think this Roche will eventually be theirs. Main thing they need to be wary of is Stone Gaze.
See if their side of Faceless are aware of this at all. There'll be a scan from TNC. They know that Faceless are closing the gap, so a nice scan to give them the information that they need to play it safe. And they will retreat out the pit for the time being, knowing that Faceless are interested in this area of the map. Bottom lane, yeah, Black just knocking on the tier 3. Tims has had to head down bottom. Now actually with that, knowing that they brought at least the Ogre down there, Faceless themselves now sneak into the pit. So a great little play from Slark. We'll see if TNC want to contest this. They're coming back across, but Roshan's falling fast. XY, he just finished off the Solar Crest, and with that, Faceless take Roshan down right underneath the noses of TNC, and they're ready to try and look for some action. Immediate swap from Ryo to try and keep Cuckoo safe, forces his way back up to the high ground, and it looks like he will be able to create enough of a gap to keep himself safe. But that split pressure from Black into that immediate play from the rest of the team ends up paying off big for Faceless.
This was very nicely done by Faceless. Textbook stuff. You feel like the enemy team is roshing, you go and scout it and get them scared with the Mantis Tile coming in, and of course, maybe a blessing in disguise for them that TNC actually scanned them out. They got scared earlier than they had to and backed out of the pit. I don't know if they could have completed it, but Regardless, it was the correct idea from Faceless, sending in the Mantilus, getting information, Black's pushing bottom, any TP down, they get a 5-on-4 in the pit, and get the Rosh. And you might say it's just an Ogre who isn't there. It's like, can they fight without the Ogre? Maybe, but I think it's difficult. And in addition to that, it's not just Ogre not having the stun there or the Ignite or whatever. The Bloodlust running out is a big deal. Like,
yeah.
These heroes are like a lot stronger with Bloodlust. It's so big on OD and Troll to have this ability running, and the duration of it isn't long enough that Ogre can just TP bottom and then it's 30-second duration. It's not long enough.
What do you think about this this from Raven? So going for the butterfly now after the BKB, grabbing himself some evasion. I mean, in that sense, there's going to be no MKB or Bloodthorn for sure anytime soon on Faces, so he'll certainly be that little bit more survivable on the front lines for these sieges that potentially round the corner for them.
I'm wondering if it's better than Scotty this game. I don't think he really needs Flutter. He's going to be max move speed almost all the time with Bloodlust. He's already 500 or whatever. With that running 508. And phase boots, blink. His mobility is very high, so the Flutter for that purpose isn't that useful. So it's about the evasion versus the raw stats of Scotty. I think most trolls in this situation favor the Scotty just so they can stay on their target and keep the stacks of Fervor running. But obviously has its merits to go for a butterfly when you're playing against 2 physical damage cores. The issue is Medusa doesn't mind going MKB. It's generally an item the hero likes to pick up regardless. So.
Yeah, especially I guess now she's got that Scotty complete. She's got a kind of big base stats built up. Damage is going to be the route that she'll look for next.
I think Jabs would like to go MKB. It might be one of the items he's considering. When he sees this butter, it's a no-brainer. Like that's just going to be the choice. Especially Venge wants to build Solar Crest as well. MKB on Dusa should be next on the menu here.
I mean, he's actually changed it up, Troll. As you suggested, you know, the more common, he's going for the Scotty.
Oh.
Top lane, Cuckoo getting caught out. Black's to be there with the lead in. Immediate repel will protect the OD from the pounce through Black, trying to stay on his target, but the GA's there, and OD forces out. Stone Gaze as well for Jazz to make sure the TNC can't reinitiate. Ice connects with the stun onto the Omni Knight. Good Astral from OD. Buy some time for Sam H. Is going to be enough. Still has the purification. The swap as well from Ryo. Some very tight play for TNC, keeping everyone alive and getting them safely back to the base. I say that though, Tim still has been caught out. He's out of mana. Well, it looks like they tried to reinitiate after Faces came out, and that will cost Ryo's life.
This Medusa is a really big problem. It's the reason TNC can't fight. It's countering the Troll very, very hard. He wants to go in, just gets stone gazed and forced away. They can't really go on any targets. TNC, great defensive place to stay alive. And one thing they need to be wary of on Faceless is that Cuckoo is starting to get a lot of intelligence right now. So far, stolen 24.
They will connect the stun. Black seeing if he finds an opportunity to jump in. Immediate fire blast for Tims. It's the 2x multicast. TNC looking at their best to hold. Cuckoo with the Hurricane Pike. Going his way as he grabs it for Jabs.
36. They could go for a smoke now if they wanted. He has it for quite a while. About a minute left on at least 20 of this intelligence. Not sure how big a fan I am of this Rod of Atos this game on the OD. I would still really like to see him go BKB. I know you're playing with an Omni Knight, but Repel is not what it used to be. Like it's a 7-second duration, which is definitely very good. But then you're relying on Omni Knight being in range to cast it. You can't use it exactly when you want. If your read on the fight is different, you know you want to take the initiative, just get in. Of course, you can make a case against it because of Stone Gaze, but eventually I feel like he will need to get it at some point.
Oh, Tims may have got a bit greedy here. Was looking to put a bit of harassment down onto Black, but Ice was there with the punish. At the same time, though, Cuckoo will blow up nuts, but he did drop the Sanity's Eclipse for that one, Sin. So that's now gone for 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, I think you're happy with that if you're Faceless, this trade-off. 1-for-1 on supports. Ogre is down. I think right now he's more important in the game than the Crystal Maiden is. No Bloodlust on TNC. No Sanity's Eclipse on TNC. They do lose the Aegis, but I still think Faceless can think about this at least, going for this high ground tower.
Well, no Sanities just seems like a huge deal. They need everything that they can get at this point to have the damage. Jabs will be swapped in, but immediately the Stone Gaze in reaction. Raven pops the BKB, has to retreat. Sam H as well. There's no shrine in this area to heal by the Purifier. Raven turns back around, gets the Slav, Faceless, focusing the tier 3. Fortification will come out. Cuckoo jumps forward, manages to get the Astral onto one. Raven jumps forward, looking for XY, but they have the ultimate still available. Black pops the Shadow Dance to BKB as well, focusing towards Sam H. He's starting to build up these Essence Shift stacks on the Slav. Jazz forced back up the high ground. Raven continues to try and chase. Magic Missile connects, but the Solar Crest from XY laid down onto Jabs, keeping him alive for the time being. It's not enough. TNC have the damage to fight through the evasion. The Rod onto Nick's Assassin. They picked up a third. Triple kill for Cuckoo. They're not quite done. They're looking for Black. Oh, he's stuck with the clip, but not with the freezing field. It doesn't matter. The CM is ripped to pieces in a couple of hits. They don't have vision on the high ground, though. Black will be safe for now.
Oh, he needs to be so careful with jumping down. Did they see that? No, they didn't.
He got away with it. But still, nonetheless, TNC, they may not have killed the Slark, but 4 massive kills.
Great hold.
And just great aggression from Raven, just blinking forward and chasing down on the front lines, locking onto targets. The Atos ends up working out, allowing both Raven and Cuckoo to beat into their opponents.
It's basically a fight. It's like a game of bait and switch, right? You jump in with a troll to force them to do ulti, then you disengage. Then in turn, Faceless want to fight you inside your base. You get superior position. You turn around. Stone Gaze is on cooldown. Troll's BKB is on cooldown. What matters more? Probably the Stone Gaze right now, actually.
Yeah.
Because it allowed OD to go crazy in this fight. Simply with that being down, 72 install, and they took that fight. Remember, no Sanity's Eclipse in that fight even. They didn't need it.
If they had a Sanity's there, I mean, Slark would have been in a different place.
Yeah.
If they could have burned his mana before he's able to get up to the high ground. Bashir will be picked up from Black, but 2 buybacks forced out there, so absolutely perfectly done. And in a fight as well where it looked like it was going all right for Faces. Black was getting some good stacks off at the start. It was just the fact that both Raven and Cuckoo focus on Jabs, bring him down so low at the beginning of it all. And then there's no way for Jabs to run his way out of there. Ice tries his best with a good stun. But TNC, they've got this beef. They've got this 5-man just pure out brawn. That Faces struggle to stop.
The Arcane Orb is very important in this game. It's what making it difficult for Medusa. And you could consider going BKB to itemize against that, so you at least have those 10 seconds to fight in. But you really don't want to do that. TNC smoke to ward. They are not doing anything else with it, however.
See how long the cooldown's going to be on Roshan. Could be potentially up very shortly if it's a quick respawn. And Faceless want to be very careful about how they go around trying to break the high ground after that last attempt. 2 minutes until Roche, something that both teams will definitely have a high interest in at this point. And Aegis could definitely kind of be converted into a set of racks at this stage for both lineups.
Absolutely. It's in this weird state where I think you want Roche more so that the enemy team doesn't get the Aegis than that you get it. It's maybe slightly scarier for TNC if the Aegis goes Faceless' way, because that is a guaranteed tier 3 at the very least, and then they can disengage and take Shrine control and play from there. TNC still need to get through more structural damage in order to reach that point. But this is going to be a stalemate for a minute and a half more than likely while this Roshan gets ready to come back to life. Let's have a look at big items coming up. So XY has more than half of his Aghanims on the Abaddon, always a big item to look out for in late game scenarios. 4 Staff is the next item for Ice. I personally think he should have got it before the Yules in this particular game.
Okay.
Very nice item.
Cuckoo just finished off his Hex. That's going to be pretty huge.
We've got Hex, massive item. Black gets swapped.
There we have the Hex, but in fact you got the double. The Sanity's Eclipse from Cuckoo just destroys Black. He's down for 80 seconds. XY taken out as well. There'll be a buyback from the Slug. But that Sanity's, if he has it, it just wipes Slug to the floor. 3k damage dealt in a matter of seconds by that OD.
I think he got 1 Arcane Orb hit off, or actually 2. I think he got
swap. I think he got 2.
Swap into Hex, but Black was very quick on the finger with Dark Pact. But those 2 attacks and the ult, 3k damage. Pretty good.
Absolutely insane. Black has to be so careful around this OD, and yeah, as you said, Ryo has been playing some fantastic Vengeful Spirit here today. Whether it be saving heroes or just throwing them right into the chaos of TNC's clutches. Black has to be careful now. Another death on this Slark will at least mean 2 sets of racks. They do still have the tier 2 bottom. So this 5 or 6 minutes or so of Black not having buyback may not be all over if he does go down. We'll see how safe Faceless want to play. It's very hard to punish TNC though at this time, especially with Roche back up. And TNC looking to go straight into the pit. There's a DD down bottom. If Faceless can find that and bring it over to the pit in time, it'll be pretty major. But Raven already in there and ripping this Roshan to pieces. They're starting to head over. Can they get there in time? Faceless looking for the opening. Duel, ice with good stun onto 2 on the sidelines. Jump onto Tims, but Tims just goes for the TP out. Roshan falls. Aegis picked up by Cuckoo. Cuckoo repelled up, turns towards Jabs, forces his way out the pit. Raven, he can't get himself out of there though. The BKB and the Jade protect him. Ryo comes in with a save, jumps in with the swap, brings Raven out of there. The Hex forcing one of the members of Faceless to back up. Ryo will finally be taken down. Raven now jumps back into the pit, gets bashed up though by Black. Black starting to build up the stacks. Cuckoo will buy some time for Raven here with the defensive Astral. Is not enough though. Raven and Cuckoo to fall. Cuckoo is going to be back for a second round with that Aegis, but he's surrounded by Faceless. Cuckoo almost only going to fall as well. Will Astral himself. The Faceless still with a 5-man alive. Stick around, bring him down again. And another situation where a team able to get Roshan and the Aegis, but just the brutality of the follow-up, the slaughter from Faceless as they move on for another. Black ending the fight with 54 Essence Shift stacks. That is going to destroy the structures of TNC if they can't keep him off it. This Slark is going to do so much damage on this bush.
They have to buy back both carries. Yep, there we go.
They've got to get this Slark off.
He might go back now. Play it safe here.
Atos. Yeah, he's looking to fight. He's going to Hex him straight away, but Black just turns. You can't do that against a Slark that's building up more and more stacks. Ryo with the swap out will save Cuckoo for the time being, but Ryo's down. You just cannot go anywhere near this Slark. Black, he's moving on for more. The bash is connected to Raven. Raven BKB is trying to run with the pounds forward after the magic immunity wears off. Black 83-4. This is the highest amount of SG stacks I've ever seen. 84 stacks. How does that even happen? Black just going absolutely ham. The tier 3's down in the mid lane. He turns towards the mid set of racks. This Slark is off the charts. Level 25. Black, look, he's vibrating with power. The camera can't contain it. He's reached his final form. And they've taken a second set.
Oh, they caught OD in the mid as well.
Look at the legs go. Oh, but Black, he's got to keep his cool. Will be jumped on. The BKB comes out. He backs away.
Big
Can they punish this TNC? They'll get one. Looking to move on for a second. Black and Jab's already on the retreat. Raven trying to get the catch. Can he find anyone? Black still with about 50 stacks to play with, but player safe, backs away. TNC, they only lose the CM on the way out of that. A massive play for Faceless. That fight after the Roshan and the Aegis going the way of TNC. And this Slark, that was so risky of TNC to come forward and try and defend that set of racks. They almost just had to let it go and not try and punish Faceless at that point of time where the Slark was so damn fat.
They just had to use a lot of defensive cooldowns to save the OD, who maybe played that one a bit too aggressively, and then the fight becomes very difficult for them to take. By the way, we've just had action for like 3 minutes straight. What happened to the cheese? I never saw it. I saw it drop, and I didn't see either of the heroes in the pit pick it up. Did it get destroyed?
I think it might have been used in the first initial.
By who?
Aegis fight.
I don't think, did Troll use it? I mean, I didn't see it. I was talking about the important things here. What happened to the cheese?
What happened
to the damn cheese?
Don't worry, we'll get Reddit on it.
Yeah, I'm sure. Sure we have some. It's the big question for the panel after this game. Big talking point.
Some EDAM experts.
What happened to the Gouda?
Gorgonzola gods. Some cheddar.
That's a good nickname for David.
Sherlock.
Gorgonzola gods.
Gorgonzola gods.
Yep, I like it.
Why, what's that got to do with gods?
You call them Gorgonzola gods?
What's that got anything to do with him?
Oh, I like it.
What is his association with cheese? Maybe Australia's a cheesy place.
Oh, there goes the shrine. Let's see if they can run down TNC here. This looks like TNC are going to play the safe, wise decision. This game is not over yet, by the way.
Oh, it's not.
There are
they've not
still
called GG.
buyback cooldowns.
Good analysis.
1 minute on Slark. And what's that? 4 minutes on Troll, 4 minutes on OD. So actually only Slark with with buyback cooldown on the Dire. Both Medusa and Nyx currently with the gold in their pockets to do it, and the supports more than likely won't have to do it. Abaddon's actually really high level. He'll be dead for a while if he gets killed. Level 21 closing in on that for him. But now the advantage massively stacked in Faceless's favor. The Aghanim Scepter of Abaddon is going to become a really big problem because you've seen these fights. It's so much about this. How much int does OD steal? How much agility does Slark steal? The fights go really, really long. If they can just go on the OD and force him to not attack, I don't think any of their heroes are going to die to Troll when they have this Abaddon ulti. So they're pretty much free to do whatever they want during that full duration. But what a crazy game this has been. There's been a lot of surprises throughout this this mid game and the later stage of the game.
I mean, what a series it's been as well. Very much up and down. Every game, very different how it sort of played out. Both teams having very clear strengths in just different areas of play and play style. And here in this third one, sort of clashed at the culmination of both at the team's peak performance. TNC certainly on the back foot, but we've seen what they've been able to pull out in earlier team fights, not only this game, but in this series where they have been behind, but still they have managed to out-coordinate the plays of Faceless. Can they do it again here when everything is on the line for them?
We got some level 25s coming in. So OD got 25 now. That is the int steal that he chose. Medusa, level 24, 25 closing in. Probably going to see the 2-second Stone Gaze stun, I would imagine. Very, very powerful ability to have. Slark, 12 all stats. And I believe that's it for now as far as level 25 heroes goes. Something important to keep in mind, it generally shifts the balance of the game quite a lot if one team gets a couple of 25s before the other one. Swap. Oh, in. Whoa.
That was the quickest reaction I've ever seen with Lotus Orb.
That was like next level, actually.
That was the same frame, it felt.
Yeah,
well, with that Faceless, going up to the high ground, Jab's not having to worry about the swap for a bit. Wild Blast come through, but Jab just so tanky with the backup of the shields, the Solar Crest. What can they do? Raven, that's a big pickup. He does have the MKB. Absolutely crucial against this lineup with XY.
But OD doesn't, so he can't really hit Jabs. He has so much evasion. Butterfly plus Crest. It's very difficult.
Here we go. The Hex will be laid down onto Jabs. Repel on Cuckoo, very nicely done as well to make sure that there's no chance of him hexing himself. Here we go. Astral to start things off. Black and Ice waiting for the prime opportunity to go up to the high ground. Spike Carapace stuns up Cuckoo initially. Coming in, starting to rack up the intel on Cuckoo.
Yeah, 16 at the current point in time.
Managed to do already a fair bit of damage to the melee racks. And already the creeps are pouring in on the other lanes. The tier 4s are going to start getting pressured by the creep push. Cuckoo again, trying to get what he can, but as you mentioned, this evasion really stinting how much intel he can build up from Jab's Medusa at the moment because of that Solar Crest.
Good start.
There's the stun. He will get the Hex off in return in time. Force back from TNC. There's the Hurricane Pike onto Black. A little bit more stun. Now Cuckoo jumps forward with a battle charge. Jab's quick with the Stone Gaze. They've taken down the melee racks. Black jumps forward onto the Ogre. Looks for the easy kill. Now turns towards Cuckoo, who does end up getting procced by the Stone Gaze. It's a lot of damage being racked up by Black once again. They'll turn towards their next target. Ryo falling down quick and fast. That's the Venge out and down. There'll be a bite back from Ogre. Black now moves forward, gets the pounce onto Cuckoo. There'll be a defensive Astral, but Tim's forced back to the base. Samh, one more purification onto himself. It's not enough to save his teammates. Odie's down for 110 seconds. He does have buyback available. He's not utilizing it quite yet. What can Raven do with his MKB? He'll jump forward. Has the backup of Samh, but the Lotus Orb again, making sure the Ogre ends up stunning himself. Black, absolutely lovely. GG is called. Black and the boys have done it. Faceless take the series 2-1. And they'll be moving forward. Some excellent performances from the team. Black having 2 fantastic games on the Slark. And at the end of the day, TNC just couldn't pull through with what they were able to do in Game 2 once again here in Game 3. What a series and what a performance from Faceless.
Speaking of Black, it's nice to see in this game that I think a while back, Black was struggling a lot with not getting free farm, not having a good early game, like getting contested, getting countered, and would start hemorrhaging kills, starting to lose control of the game. This game, he plays with 1 death after having a completely abysmal laning stage. Awful matchup, completely out-farmed. Just slowly finds whatever he can. Plays a great game on the Slark, in my opinion, at the end of the day. And Faceless do pull through. Wasn't the easiest game.
Absolutely not.
Wasn't the cleanest game either.
No.
But they got the job done. I think going forward for Faceless, what they need to think about is more of a strategic nature than the teamwork. The second game arguably maybe a bit on the sloppy side when it came to coordination in the lineup, but also just strategically the games from them were a bit awkward in the drafting, with getting behind in the early game. In this game, for example, individual performances bring them back, but this game could have been super hard for them. They could have lost this game at the 30-minute mark.
Yeah, definitely. We saw kind of that early mid-game where TNC were doing these fantastic maneuvers, catching Faceless off guard. But, yeah, I mean, that one point where Black just had that insane fight, racking, 84 essences.
I don't think I've seen more than that ever.
That is just an insane amount to build up. It's just normally you're not allowed to. You know, they get out of there or they just simply die. But at the end of the day, the self-sustain that TNC had at that point just worked against them, because it allowed Black to build up that much damage, that much agility. And just some great backline play as well. I really felt that XY on the Abaddon did some excellent stuff. The Solar Crest, the times we talked about how well he could farm in comparison to what TNC had. It was incredibly impactful with those last game-winning sieges. Yeah,
he managed to outscale the supports of TNC eventually. That was a problem that they ran into, simply that they didn't scale well enough. But with the right timing and the right execution, I think TNC could have taken this game for sure. But they got beaten by Faceless once again.
Once again,
unfortunate matchup for TNC.
They fall to their SCA brethren. For TNC getting knocked out of the competition. Faceless will move forward. That's it from me and Sin, though. Back to the panel for some post-game.
Thanks very much, Owen. Yes, congratulations to Faceless, I guess. They say, cometh the hour, cometh the man. And Black turned up for his team in an almighty comeback for Faceless. What a terrific way to go through to the quarterfinals. They finally shrugged off that one. And TNC's trouble with their home neighbours continues. We're back with our panellists once more, with Owie, with Melini, and with Conrad. Conrad, we'll start with you. Just an extraordinary game from Black and from his teammates.
Yeah, I like my carries like I like my coffee. But honestly, Black this game, his comeback was phenomenal. Thanks for the pity laugh,
I've been waiting for some Connie puns, and they haven't really come. And then when they do, they disappoint.
Yeah, it's all right. But yeah, Black, I mean, one thing that didn't disappoint this game though was Black's comeback. I think his early laning stage was abysmal, and it was really tough for him in the offlane to actually get farm. And we clearly saw him, come back completely and get some really key fights, especially during that Roshan one.
How impressed are you with the performance, not just of Black, but of the team being able to come back the way they did?
I'm honestly impressed with that Medusa pick. I was looking at a draft, I'm like, Faceless is screwed. And they picked this one hero, and suddenly the entire game dynamic shifts. All of a sudden, Faceless have the better team fight. They have this hero who can stand alone versus Ogre, Ogre or OD mid alone, basically. Such a good pick.
Melini early on in the game, relatively even in terms of fights, but you kind of got the feeling that TNC had started to take a grip on this game.
Yeah, I thought they were going to win, and it still seemed pretty close up until that big Roche fight. I also think the farm was spread really well on the side of Faceless. Like everyone was above 10k net worth. Meanwhile, you have this Poverty Venge, who at the end of the game, I think like Medallion was their only item. Yeah. If they had more single target, like Solar Crest or even drums or something like that, anything to help buff their carries, it would have been pretty...
And we really saw those support items coming into play. Yeah. Medusa sieging bomb, she's getting Lotus Sword, she's getting Force Dash, she's getting Solar Crested. It was so good. The OD was hitting for, I think, 30 seconds total, and he got 4 stacks.
Yep.
Yeah, perhaps this was the biggest fight.
Amazing.
Yeah. And OD is in a very precarious position in the middle of the fight with Aegis, and they swap him out, they lose Avenge, and then OD looks like he's going to do a lot here, but then Black comes in, and this is the start of his stacking. And he also has a really big play where he ends up finishing the OD close to the side.
I think it's this one right here. Yeah, it looks like he's might be able to make it out, and they're thinking ahead. And Black's able to catch up. Oh, maybe it was a different one. Exact same place where the fight took place.
OD's try to Astro and Blink, but when you're near a cliff, what you want to do normally is you click somewhere, you Astro yourself, you don't move your mouse, and then you blink to that same spot. That way you have no turn animation. But when you're next to a cliff, it's really hard because your pathing gets a bit messed up. When you click up the cliff, your pathing won't go directly there.
This was the bottom racks falling, but up to that point, that fight, one fight, led to mid racks and top racks. All have gone. and it forced TNC back into their base, didn't it?
They almost lost right then.
Oh,
yeah, OD
honestly, yeah.
almost diebacked.
I think if they didn't have the Vendora on black there, well, you have 84 stacks. If they didn't have Vendora on him, they would have just got Megas, killed OD straight out. So.
You ever seen that many stacks?
No.
In a pro game?
I don't think I've ever
is
seen 84 in a pro
ridiculous.
game
I think
ever.
highest I've seen is like 50, 60-ish.
Because usually with Sark, when you get that high, they just start dying. But I think he got like 40 stacks off the GA.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely crazy game, as you can see. Started well for TNC, faded in the mid-game, got destroyed in the late game. Faceless coming back to win yet again against TNC. It was the worst possible matchup for TNC when they came through the group stages with 3-1. Faceless on the opposite end of that end up winning and advancing to the quarterfinals. And sensational, really. Is Black the MVP after that? I know they didn't necessarily have the best early game, but as a game changer and a game winner, that was outstanding, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty hard to succeed when you have that rough of an early game, but similar to like what we saw with Miracle's TA from like yesterday, we just had a really rough start and ended up carrying the game.
Yeah. I mean, if there's a carry you want to fall behind on to catch up, it's probably Sark. But also, when you're catching up as carry, the stakes is really high. If you die while you're catching up, your game might just be over. And Black, he played it extremely well.
Yeah, at any moment, they could have still lost that game. Just some words for TNC, Conrad. Tough matchup for them, wasn't it? I had to feel for them as soon as you see the finishing positions from the group stages, and you think, oh, they're going to play Faceless. That's going to be so tough. And they were playing their last match. I wonder in the booth, in my head, I was like, if I were a coach and I'd done the maths beforehand and said, guys, we need to lose because if we win, we play bloody Faceless again, and that's not what we want to do. But they're never going to do that, are they?
No, I don't think so. And I mean, it's one of those things where, you hope this time you're finally prepared. And honestly, I think what happened in this game was they came in with a very strong strategy. They played those heroes really, really well. And like Curtis was mentioning, that draft, the last little bit there, the Medusa, great pick, helped them solve all their problems and finish that game cleanly.
Ben, wrap up the game for us and the series as a whole. TNC will obviously be very disappointed at not going through.
Surely.
But Faceless played well over the 3 games.
Yeah, they seem to have found their footing a little bit. For TNC, though, it is a little sad that they did end up as a 4th seed and got out on the first round. And, yeah, maybe that's a little bit due to the format single elimination. Maybe they wouldn't have placed bottom 8, let's say. But at the same time, every team's goal is to get first place. And if you can't be Faceless and you continuously struggle versus them, you probably aren't deserving of first place. So maybe they would have placed a little bit higher in a different format, but ultimately they aren't champions.
Yeah, and Raven said that in his interview, didn't he? He says if they can't beat Faceless, then they don't deserve a direct invite. I guess he was right. Commiserations to TNC. Congrats, though, to the winners. They are Faceless. And Black right now is talking to Shiva.
I'm unready again.
Yes, thank you. Here with Faceless Black. Black, first of all, congratulations on winning that series. 84 Essence Shift stacks.
Yeah, I mean, I played a lot of Slark in my life, right? And I've never had that before. It was a good experience in the game. I was like, oh, I got actually 84, and then we just started killing all the buildings. It was good. It was good.
It definitely was good, but how come that happened? You weren't wearing your lucky pants.
Yeah, unfortunately, my laundry is not returned yet. So currently, I'm wearing jeans, which I've never worn before in my life, Usually I wear like sweatpants and those boots because you want to be comfortable, right? But maybe not being comfortable is the way to go now. So I'll keep that in mind for future competitions.
So these pants are now your lucky pants?
They are my uncomfortable pants. Maybe being uncomfortable is luck for me. I'll have to figure that out in further studies, though.
All right. Now, the group stages didn't go so well for you guys, but something happened. Something changed. What did you work on in the last 2 days?
Basically, we had 2 days to talk about what went wrong in the group stage, and yeah, I guess those talks were kind of fruitful because we fixed a lot of our problems, like we noticed in the game too. And yeah, we actually didn't really practice that much. We pretty much just talked for around 20 hours as a team, and we just like eating together, talking together, and yeah, like our problems weren't like in the game, it was more like outside of the game, and then we like solved them, and things are looking a lot better now.
They definitely are. Now, historically, you've been defeating TNC for a very long time and time again. What is it that makes you just seem to have their number?
Honestly, I don't know. It's like we play them a lot. They play us a lot. We know each other very, very well. And it's always very, very close games. And we played a lot of best of threes, and usually they go to game 3. And even right now, it's anyone's game. Anyone can take it. And I don't know. We just like have like maybe it's like 51-49, you know? It's like, which is a shame because, you know, a lot of other teams don't know them as well. So they definitely won't do against them as well as we would. So, you know, the seeding was a bit unlucky for both of us, I guess, because, yeah, we are the only 2 C teams here, and our like strategy should kind of be the hidden, but we know each other very well, so it's a shame that it had to happen.
But fortunate for you, since you came out ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say I'm unhappy. It's just, you know, yeah, unfortunate.
Unfortunate indeed. Now, your opponent is going to be either OG or Team Random. Do you have any thoughts that you want to share with us on that matchup?
Okay, I think personally OG is like better as a whole, but Team Random, as the name implies, you have absolutely no idea what they're doing. That's why I think they're one of the scariest, if not the scariest team at this major, because okay, sometimes they have like really bad games because I don't think they know what they're doing. But sometimes, if you don't know what you're doing, it can turn out amazing, you know? And then, if that happens, I don't think you can beat them. But, you know, I think OG has the better system. I mean, they have a system, so you can prepare for them. But for Team Random, you cannot prepare for. So I would rather face OG. And I think, like, team-wise, OG should have, like, a small edge on them as well.
All right, well, we're going to find out. Thank you for taking the time to talk to me, and go enjoy your victory with your team. Back to the panel.
Thanks very much. Always great Black in interviews, and congratulations to him and his teammate. Faceless are through to the quarterfinals, and well done to them. As he said, it is a little unlucky that the 2 SEA teams had to meet in the round of 16. Commiserations to TNC. He's put up a great fight, were great in the groups, but unfortunately have come up against the wrong opponent in the round of 16. We'll just wrap things up on our panel once more, and Curtis, just a few words for TNC. What do they do now?
I mean, maybe next time. That's all you can really say. A lot of people like to say after events, like, keep your head held high. It's true, but all you can do is say, I'm going to come back stronger next time.
Let's definitely have some fight in there. We could have played your video again. Don't disband.
I don't think they will. I don't need to tell them that.
They're very solid, aren't they?
Yeah, you only need to tell that to teams that have a very likely high possibility. They stuck through it when they were terrible.
Yes.
Right? So now that they're actually good, should theoretically be easier.
Should be a good qualification team for TI.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Okay, and Conrad, final words on the winners. Faceless going through. They face a tough task either way. It ends OG or Team Random, don't they?
Yeah, I think both those teams are going to be very difficult for them coming into the next round. But, you know, we saw them come with strategies here. Maybe they'll have strategies for those teams after seeing them play today.
All right, thanks to all 3 of you. We'll get more views, of course, from our panel throughout the day. They'll be returning in different patches. We'll change them up for the next game, which is going to be OG versus Team Random. It is the Boston Major champions versus the TI6 champions. Can't wait. Until we get there, though, let's get a little help from our friend, the big man himself, with more mischief at the Major.
Welcome to the Fairmont Grand Hotel right in the downtown center of Kiev. My name is Sir Action Slacks. I just got off a plane and I got a lot of jet lag and I'm not wearing a suit, but they did give me PTO hoodies and hats. We've got the local legend here. You're from Kiev, right?
No.
Okay. Where are you from?
I'm from Donetsk. It's on the east of Ukraine.
Oh, east of Ukraine, but you're from Ukraine?
Yes.
Yes, and I also heard of your little camera try, right?
Yeah.
See? She's fine. That wasn't camera side at all. Tell me about the area a little bit. Where are we at? What's this about?
So basically, behind the camera, we'll see the biggest river of Ukraine called Dnieper.
Dnieper?
So, Dnieper.
Dnieper?
Something like that.
All
I'll
right.
explain you after.
Thank you.
So this is an old city, very beautiful and very exclusive neighborhood here.
Oh.
So the hotel has a very good location and a very good view from all the rooms, I believe, but I didn't been there. You have a beautiful room I've seen in the tweet.
Yes, it is a very beautiful room. Yeah, so how about we go take a look? You want to go check it out?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. Oh, boy. Tonya, this is fancy, huh?
Yeah.
It's a nice joint. Are all the hotels like this?
Yes, of course. All the hotels and all the houses are like this in Ukraine.
Wow, what a great place. No. Well, let's check this place out. This is pretty swanky, huh?
Yeah.
All right, follow me. You first, Tonya. Yeah, the Grand Ballroom.
Like Beauty and the Beast. We should dance here.
Yeah, definitely Beauty and the Beast for sure. I'm absolutely the Beast. Oh my goodness, truly a beautiful ballroom. Feels like that we have to dance though. Would you take this dance with me?
God, no.
No? I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to Mally. Mally? Ellie, that's not how you...
Dip.
Ow, my
Dip.
foot.
Dip.
I'm dipping you.
Dipping.
You. We're nerds. We don't know how to dance. Let's keep moving. Tonya, let's go. And here we are. This is the good stuff. Welcome to Media Day. All of our PGL boys getting people pretty. Oh, makeup time, the cameras, the lights, the smelly sweat. This is a PGL Media Day if I've ever seen one.
Smell of the tournament, yeah.
Yes, the smell of the tournament. Man stink. I love it. Let's go and check some stuff out here. What do we got? Oh, hello, hello. This is the hype zone, right? What was your name, sir?
Bogdan.
One more time?
Bogdan.
Bergdan, that's badass, dude. Bergdan, all right, Bergdan, you're in charge of making all the hype, right? I mean, you get the people zoomed in, all those things right before the match. Can you give us like a show? What's the craziest thing you can do with the lights? Just make them go freaking bananas. What do you got? Oh, yeah, there we go. You gotta have a little bit more than that. This is not the party I was looking for, Bergdan. All right, we're gonna move on. Give us some good lights. You're doing fantastic. Okay. So I want you to practice here. You're going to go through what the players have to go through with our wonderful assistant here. I forgot. What was your name again? Sorry.
Sorry?
Your name?
Peter.
Peter. All right. Get in there, Tanya.
Okay.
Tanya, I want you to look super pissed. Look as pissed as you can. Look really mad. That's not. Is that mad? Okay, here we go.
And go.
Oh, yeah. That was good.
One more time. Ready? And go. Nice.
That's perfect.
And ready?
Okay.
And go. No.
What? What did it know? We did what you said. What did you want? Smack? Happy? Oh.
Serious.
Serious. Serious. All right, all right, all right. Do it again.
Ready? And go. Perfect.
Ah, you see? Dreams do come true. That was easy. Good job. You're good. All right. Can we do one that looks like scary? Can we just get the most frightening face that you can think of? Scary face?
But that won't be pretty.
No, not pretty. I'm not looking for pretty. We got to scare the other teams. Just give us a look down and a scary face, all right?
Ready? And go. Oh my God.
Is that good? All right, that was easy. Good. So you can see a lot of action in there.
It's really hot in here because of the light.
It's hot in there. You can see why the players, you know, they got that anger, they got that intensity because it's hot as hell, and you got her yelling at you. It's scary stuff.
Very good stuff.
Yeah, yeah, very good. Look where we are. It's the most important place in the entire thing, all right, my friend? It is the alternate reality spot. Is that what they call it?
What? I
No?
don't know. It's the most interesting place, and you will see why.
Yes, indeed you will. What is this called again? What?
Augmented reality.
Augmented reality, right? You've been seeing all those production value. What's your name?
Bogdan.
And you're in charge of this, correct?
Yeah. Kind of. I mean,
That's a confident
only
yes.
the chairs
That's what I'm all right, so give me the lowdown. What's the deal with this? Why are you guys spinning chairs?
because we need to like
it's fun.
360 video of the players, you know.
Right, right, right. Isn't there some kind of device that can do this? Is this
Yeah,
the
but
best we have?
It's too slow, so the chair does the job better.
Ah, okay, okay. All right, so show me what you guys been doing. What's your normal job that you do here, my friend?
I just sit down.
You sit down.
Yeah, and I basically spin the.
And you spin the chair. All right, well, sit down and spin the chair. I'm gonna give this thing a whirl.
You have to stay like this. With your knees.
Yeah.
Unfolded.
Okay.
Look in front of you, back straight.
Okay.
And
has anyone fallen off a chair yet?
No.
Could I be the first? Yeah? Am I first?
Please don't be.
Don't be. If I fall on you, will you catch me?
I don't know. I think I'm gonna die.
Okay, perfect. Oh, thank you. She'll catch. All right. Down you go, sir. Lay on the ground. Do your normal thing.
I want to see your position first.
Why do you have to see? You can trust me, dude. I'm good.
Sure it's good.
Okay. Okay. Is that good?
Yeah, I guess.
You guess. This is your life in your hands. If you want it fixed, fix it. All right, here we go. spin me. Right round, baby. Right. There we go. Wow. Hey, look at me. Okay. So this is the process, huh? Yeah. Look at your job. You literally just lay down all day. This is fantastic.
Best job ever.
Yeah, everyone else is working their asses off over there. You have just been laying on the ground all day. All right. Spin me around, my friend. Oh, this is exciting.
No, don't do that.
Don't do it. It's fine. I'm not going to fall down. I got perfect balance, bro.
Yeah, but I can't spin.
You spin it harder. That's your only job is to spin.
Oh my god.
Oh god. Wow. Ah, I got you. All right. See? Augmented reality, it ain't that hard, man. It's the future. Yeah. And it's easy. You just need a little bit of manual labor and one person to spin you from the bottom. Yeah. Pretty good.
I don't know what to say.
Neither do I. Let's go. When this video is done, it's going to be right here, Tanya. This is it. This is the man.
This is the person who will edit this video afterwards.
That's right. PGL's top-of-the-line editor. Hello, sir, the video editing man. What is your name?
Andrew. Andrew's my name. Hi, Slacks.
Hello, Andrew. Now, do you know me? I mean, have you edited my videos before?
Not yet, but I'm very excited to work with you.
Oh, my.
And you edit the spin guys, yes? So
yeah.
you will do Slacks after.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
After the spin guys, you're going to be
spin
here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. So you're going to be spinning me. Fantastic. So are you ready? Because a lot of editors that have to do my content, they lose hearing. I have a very annoying and shrill voice. Do you like your ears? Are you ready to lose that?
I don't think you have an annoying voice. I think
okay. Oh, you're going to love that later.
You're trying to make me
yeah, when you edit this video, you will see that. So anyway, what is the most annoying thing that you've edited so far for PGL?
I didn't really edit anything annoying here. I mean, everything is great. I mean, look at this. This can't be annoying.
All right, well, get ready for that, my friend. You've not started yet, okay?
Yeah.
It's coming soon. All right. So you excited about any features that you can tell us about? What was the most fun that you've had working on so far?
I'm very excited. This is probably going to be the best major ever, but I'm afraid I can't actually tell you about the features. I think it's better to keep them as a surprise and let people see it right in the stream.
Okay, well, we'll keep our eyes out for those features, and we'll keep our eyes out for everything. That's it for Media Day. Tanya, you were wonderful. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me here.
Yes. Camera shy. She's better than me. All right, anyway, we'll see you guys more at the major. Enjoy all the production value that you've seen here. I'm going back to the spinny chair. I'll see you later.
A game changer is that moment when you see something others don't. It's the big idea that causes a dramatic shift in the landscape. It's the place where preparation meets passion. We think passion is a journey, not an it, but a how. How far have we come? How can we tell a better story? How can we reach the most people? How far can we go? The game changes us, and we, in turn, change it. We wouldn't have it any other way. Are you part of this journey? PGL, Innovation, Passion, Esports.